Hello, so today I will be teaching you guys how to use simple Photoshop tools to create a poster like this. So Photoshop is actually a very useful skill that you can easily pick up by yourself. For my first 2 years in IEM, I used Photoshop for several projects such as this, where I had to Photoshop a vacuum cleaner shooting laser at a fly. This was actually for a mod called Basic Media Writing, where we had to invent a product and then create a website for it. Another one would be this background for a game I created with my partner during a mod called Intro to Design and Project, where we had to do game programming, web programming, and Android programming. Please say it's cute.
Since Photoshop is a paid software, we will be using an alternative free online platform called photopea. Firstly, go to photopea.com and then open a new project. Then you can name your project and adjust the dimensions for the poster that you want to create. We will be creating a square poster for Instagram, so you can just use one of these very useful presets that they already provide. I downloaded some images online to be used, and to put it into our poster, you simply have to drag it in. Once you drag it in, you can adjust its size, but then to make sure that it resizes proportionately, you need to hold down the Shift key. If your shifting box disappears, you can press Ctrl alternate T for it to appear again, and then hold down your Shift and resize. When you are done resizing it, you can hit enter. Now I'm dragging in the robot hand, and then holding down the Shift, I will resize it, and then right click, flip horizontal. You can hit enter when you're done. When you press the eye icon beside the background layer, you will realize that the robot hand actually has a blue background, but the human hand got no background. To remove background, we will use the magic wand tool. So at the left side of your screen, right click on this icon and then select magic wand. Then we will click on the blue area outside of it. Make sure that the dotted line is aligned with the object that you want to select, which is the robot hand. And then while holding down Shift, click on the area outside of the blue rectangle. Now you will be selecting everything except for the robot hand. So now we will need to inverse our selection by going to Select at the top left corner of your screen and then Inverse. Now go to the bottom right of your screen and click on the mask icon. It looks like a rectangle with a hole in it. So then once you click, the background should be removed. If you want to adjust the position of your objects, for photopea, please remember to click on its layer before you move it around. So if you want to move the robot hand, you have to click on the robot hand layer before dragging it around. If not, you might accidentally move around some other stuff. Now we want to add in text, so go to the bottom right corner and then click on the new layer icon. It looks like a post-it note. Then go to the left side toolbar and click on the type tool, which is a big T. Then on your image, click anywhere and you can type in the text that you want. If you want to resize your text, click on CHA, char for character, and then you can resize your text there. There are also many fonts available on photopea, and there's a filtering function for you to find the type of font that you want easily. Also, do play around with the other settings in this character panel, as they are very useful when you want to do typography. To adjust the position of any layer, you need to press V on your keyboard, and then it will return you to the normal cursor where you can drag things around. For the other words, I'm going to be using a different font from the title. Usually I would like to pair sans serif fonts with serif fonts. So you can actually select here whether you want what kind of font family, or you can also type search, which I will be doing so. And the font I'll be using today is Play Fair Display. So after resizing our text to a smaller one, you can type in the words that you want. So we'll be using Where Technology Meets Art. That's actually the slogan for IEM. Now I want to add in another line of words. Come join our family today. So for this line, I want to make it the smallest size, and I'll be using a font named Open Sans, and I will use the light version. Then making it smaller. To make the letters more spread out, you can go to Char, then adjust the tracking. So the higher the tracking, the more spaced out your letters are. To align the two texts, go to Paragraph and then click the center align icon. We will do it for both lines. Then you can drag your text until you see a red line down the center, and then you can drag the other line until you see the red line as well. To create the effect of the hands going through the title, we will need to erase some of the parts of the title. So first, right click on the IEM layer and then duplicate it. Then you can drag the copy down all the way to below the layer of the hands, so that there's one IEM below the hands and one IEM above the hands. You can decrease the opacity so that you can see the hands, and this is to give you a visual guide to decide which parts of the title you want to erase. Now in order to erase away some parts of the text, we need to change it to a picture first. So to change our text into a picture, you right click the layer, the text layer, and then rasterize. Then go to the eraser tool, and now you can start erasing parts of your text already. To zoom in so that you can see where you're erasing better, you can press Z on your keyboard and then click and drag your mouse to the right. After making sure that you are still at the IEM layer, you can return to your eraser tool and then start erasing parts of the IEM title that you want to be covered by the hands. To zoom out, press Z on your keyboard and then click and drag your mouse to the left. So now you will see that the part that we erased, the IEM word is actually covered by the hands. Now I'm going to zoom in and erase another part of the hand. To change brush size, you can go to the top left corner of your screen and click on the circle beside the eraser icon. To undo any mistakes, simply press Ctrl Z. You can adjust the opacity of the IEM layer anytime to help you better visualize what you are doing. Yay! Now that I'm done, I feel like the background is actually quite plain, so let's add some textures to this poster. You can go online and download any textures you want. Today I'll be using a paper-like texture. So you drag in the texture that you downloaded and resize it so that it fits the background. Remember to hold down the shift when you're resizing it. Click enter when you're done. Now go to the paper 1 layer and drag it all the way down. You can also lock it to prevent from accidentally editing it by clicking the all, and then the lock icon will appear beside the paper 1 layer. Now you won't be able to move it unless you click on the all again and it's unlocked. I downloaded another texture for our title and named it paper 2. So after dragging it in, I will resize it. Now this one is a bit different as you only want the paper 2 texture to be on the words IEM. So you need to drag paper 2 layer all the way up until it is directly above the IEM text. You can lower its opacity to further adjust its position. Now, hold the alternate key on your keyboard and then click on the paper 2 layer. Go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation to change the color of the text. I want a black text, and since the paper 2 image is already monochrome, I can just adjust the lightness layer until it reaches a shade that I like. Now to make it more realistic, you can add a shadow to the IEM text. Click on the IEM layer and then EFF, Drop Shadow. There are many controls here that you can play around with to adjust it until the shadow is the way you like it. So do play around. To adjust the size of many layers at once or move many layers together, you can put the 2 layers together next to each other and then hold shift and select all the layers that you want to move. Yay, we're done! If you want to come back another time to work on this project, you have to save your file as a PSD. If not, you can just export it as a JPEG. So to save, you go to File and Save as PSD. And to export it as a JPEG, go to File as well and Export, PNG or JPEG.
Thank you for tuning in. Hope all of you learned something new today. Take this time before school starts to pick up some Photoshop skills as it will definitely be useful in the future. Take care and see you guys in school next sem. Bye!